I am so done. I am so done with everyone procrastinating and not reaching their full potential. And today I'm here to put a stop to that. I used to procrastinate a lot till a few months back. Sure, I had been able to implement some of these techniques I'm going to tell you now, but that mindset was still not in the place. And yes, basically, I was still struggling and wasting a lot of my time. And I'm here to save you from that, okay? Because you guys have to learn from my mistakes, okay? Hi guys, the name's Ophelia. Welcome back to my channel. I give advices on self-development, mental health, building yourself, upgrading your life, etc. And today we will be going into part 1 of how to stop procrastinating series. So part 1 is basically all about techniques and what ways you can use to minimize your procrastination, and in part 2 I will be talking more about the unconscious mind patterns because of which procrastination happens, because yes, there is more to it than just laziness, and journaling on it and how to heal from that basically. So this is basically a simplified version of that video, okay? And no, don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to delete all your social media, because we all know for a lot of us that never works, okay? And also, you don't want to miss tips 1, 3, 5, 6 and 7 of this video, and especially 5 and 6 because I haven't heard them anywhere. So watch till the end to find out what they are. Let's go. Customize your social media feed. What do I mean by this? So basically, open your Instagram or whatever is the most distracting app that you have on your phone, and click on the 3 dots beside any funny post or meme that might be suggested to you on your For You page, and then click on Don't Recommend, and scroll for 2 hours or 1 hour or however long you want to click on all such humorous, useless posts, and click on Don't Recommend on each of them. And instead, go on the search bar and look up stuff that you actually want to be recommended to you, okay? Me, for instance, I look up self-developmental stuff. I look up animation stuff. I look up tutorials on softwares. I also look up study tips, right? So these are the kind of things I put on my search bar, and this is the only thing that my social media recommends to me. So even when I'm just in the mood to procrastinate, it's like after seeing 4 posts being like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, all self-developmental content, I just start feeling guilty, okay? It's like, I can't even procrastinate on this. Or even if you do procrastinate on it, because yes, I have done that in the past, then you are at least being productive with your time. Because software tutorials were recommended to me during this time, and that is what I would binge watch. And these were softwares that I'd never even used and I don't even wish to use. But guess what? It did put me ahead of a lot of people. Why? Because that means I was used to new interfaces, and it doesn't take me a lot of time to get used to a new interface on a new software now, okay? So I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm at least not wasting my time, right? So in that way, procrastination actually becomes helpful. So only yesterday, I really did not feel like doing anything. And so guess what? I opened YouTube. And one of the first 3 videos that was recommended to me was this study tips video. So I was randomly procrastinating on that. And then this girl simply said, convert your text into an audio file. And that suddenly, it just hit me, okay? And I stopped for a second, I paused the video, and then I was like, wait a minute, there must be some app to do that, you know? And so I went to Safari, I looked up free reading apps, like text to audio apps, and I found this one called Natural Reader, for instance. And then I took a picture of my psychology book, and then I imported it into this app called PDF Element. So what PDF Element basically does is that it even converts the text in photos into such a format that you can actually, actually edit all that text. And so I copied that entire paragraph from my book and I pasted it in Natural Reader. And guess what? Natural Reader literally read out that entire paragraph to me. And so even when I was in the mood to procrastinate, I ended up A, finding a new way to study, and 2, I actually did study. So yes, this really works, okay? This really works. Customizing your feed can do wonders, because right now you are the one working for social media. You're not making social media work for you, okay? Or honestly, sometimes after customizing your feed, you're just like, you know what, I just don't want to open it. I just don't want to procrastinate. Either ways, you're better off, okay? Next up, use that time you used to scroll to actually learn something. Like, please, there are so many resources on the net that you can use to learn something new, okay? For example, you can try like courses. I think there are even college courses that are free on YouTube. Like, there are literally Yale courses that are just there for free. You can use Coursera, you can use these sites like Skillshare, Khan Academy, all that. There is so much on the net that you can literally just learn from. You can also use YouTube. Like, YouTube also has some great tutorials. Actually use that time that you used to scroll to like learn something, okay? Your phone is literally an excellent resource, but you just don't know how to use it. Take advantage of it. You're born in this era. Take advantage of it. Like, literally in just 1 week, the top components of my screen time had changed from Discord, Instagram, whatever, from all these apps to this app I use for making notes, to pomofocus.com, that Pomodoro timer site, writediary.com, I use it to write journal prompts, WordPress, and YouTube for documentaries and self-help videos. So do you see that your screen time and your phone is not really a negative thing per se? It's made to help you, but it's just that you don't realize it. You work for your phone rather than making your phone work for you, okay? Like, if you have no skills, no routine, no life, then obviously you're going to procrastinate, okay? You don't have a sense of direction and 1,000 distractions. What else do you think is going to happen? So you can actually use your phone to learn a skill. And while I'm not saying that all of you necessarily don't have a life, but some of you out there, like, really get a life. If you want to stop procrastinating, like, honestly get a life. I'm sorry. Tip number 3. Whenever you start procrastinating, I'm not going to ask you to stop, okay? I'm not going to ask you to stop. I just ask you to become conscious of it and then set an alarm on your phone for 20 minutes later. That's it. That's it. You can continue procrastinating afterwards. I promise you, you can do that. Totally, you can do that. Just make sure that you have put that alarm for 20 minutes later whenever you find yourself procrastinating. That's it. That is all I ask of you. Oh my god, this 4th one I've been using since forever, like, honestly. So, you need to plan in advance for your procrastination times, okay? You need to plan in advance. So, basically, when you're procrastinating, instead of being like, no, get to work, you're not in that mindset, okay? You're not conscious to be able to do that. But what you can remind yourself is, watch this video or open this document. So that is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to write a document for yourself for when you're procrastinating. All the tips that you need to hear in that document. Or maybe a video like this one, you know. Or you can also just watch a YouTube video. For instance, I have this document which literally just has simpler versions of all the tasks that I might just be procrastinating on. Because a lot of time procrastination happens due to perfectionism for me. I want everything to be perfect, I want everything to be just right, but that's impossible, okay? I have learned something recently, which is consistency over perfectionism, and I will be making a video on this very soon, that how you can actually be consistent. So do check it out. And also, I talked about routines in my earlier tip, and yes, I'll be making a video on that as well very soon. So yes, a lot of productivity videos. But either ways, coming back, so you procrastinate because of a fear of not being perfect, okay? But basically in this document, for example, if you procrastinate on learning a chapter, right? So I write the easy alternative for it, which is to just make notes for the chapter, or just write sticky notes, or just read the chapter. You know, basically for all the tasks that you procrastinate on, okay, you don't have to do this task, but you can do an easy version of the task. So basically, yes, you did not do that exact task, but you did do something in that time to get closer to your goal anyways. So in that way, you won't have guilt that you wasted your time. You don't always have to be perfect, just find simple versions of your task. Okay, for example, you don't feel like exercising, going to the gym, whatever. For example, you don't feel like exercising or going to the gym. Okay, use a home workout video. Why not just dance a bit? Because that is also moving your body, isn't it? that is also getting physical exercise while having some fun, is it not? It's not as productive, quote unquote, as exercise, but it helps to get you moving. So that in itself is enough. Try doing a simpler version of the task, okay? And write all these down in a document or make a document or video for yourself to refer to later whenever you're procrastinating. The fifth one is literally my lifesaver. I swear it's my lifesaver. Especially if you use your tab, your phone, whatever to study, or basically you also have work related tasks on your phone. And the thing with the phone is, if it's only something on which you have fun or take a break, that's what you associate that thing with. But when something is an all-in-one, that can lead to your boundaries crossing over each other. You know what I'm saying? Your boundaries of work and fun. All of it can literally just be done in one place. And that is a major stimulus for procrastination, okay? And this is where downtime will save you. So if you have an Apple device, go to your settings, go to screen time, and then enable downtime. So in the time that you have decided to enable downtime, some apps simply won't be allowed for you. Like, you won't be able to use those apps. And even when you do click on those apps, this is what will be shown. You can click on ignore limit, and when you try to use those apps, this is what will be shown. So you literally cannot open those apps before a specified time. And it's also so convenient because you can add the apps that you want to use, and you can also time certain apps, which I haven't really done personally, but this does wonders. Literally, this does wonders. It's free and it's so good. It has really minimized my procrastination, and I'm so surprised that no one talks about this. I literally accidentally found this one day. This is like my new favorite thing in life, okay? I just found this 1 month back, and my procrastination out of the window, okay? And same would be for you. Please use this if you have an Apple device. Next up, use a tab organizer, okay? We all know how messy our browsers get. With all the research stuff done midway, with Discord open midway, like literally it's an all-in-one, okay? You have 50 tabs open. Do you really expect yourself not to procrastinate if you have a game open in one tab and Wikipedia opened on the other tab? Like, honestly, what do you expect? Obviously, you'll prefer the game, right? And that's the thing. You need to use a tab organizer to keep your Safari, Google, whatever, less messy. So I use this one called raindrop.io, and it's so helpful. You can literally organize all of these tabs according to labels, and this will really help you. And it's also like really great if you tend to get like anxious while you're working, or you have like ADHD or something. This is just great. Next up is the most popular productivity method, but it does wonders. The 3-minute rule and the Pomodoro timer. The 3-minute rule basically says that if you don't want to do a task, just do it for 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. You can stop afterwards if you don't want to do it. And most of the time, you'll find yourself actually doing the task. Because 9 times out of 10, you are simply afraid to start the task. But once you have started, that workflow is actually easy to establish. Pomodoro timer, I use this timer on the net. It's free. So basically, all you have to do is work for 25 minutes, then take a 5 minutes break. Work for 25 minutes and then take a 5 minutes break. It's very simple, and perhaps you think that's not enough time to work, but it is really good to break down like huge tasks. And just a 5 minutes interval is enough to make it seem like a break, and at the same time, it doesn't really get you out of the workflow. And some people also say that most tasks take longer than 25 minutes to do, so this is not really helpful for them. So what I would recommend you to do is like open your alarm app on your phone instead and set that timer to 40 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, don't make it longer than 1 hour, because if you're already in a procrastinating sort of streak or mode, you really would not be able to work for longer than 1 hour continuously, okay? And the 8th is that I would just like to say that either use the net to your advantage, learn how to use your phone to your advantage, or if you can't do that, leave it altogether. Like, honestly, don't be somewhere midway. do one of the two. If you don't know how to use your phone, your tab, whatever to your advantage, leave it. Like, I'm serious, just leave it. Otherwise it's just a source of distraction. And if you don't know how to use a technology, this new day and age, to your advantage, and you think it was better before, in the time when our parents didn't have any phone, honestly, you're free to do that. You're free to do that. Like, really, just leave your phone there. But on the other hand, if you actually want to use these tips, then customize your feed according to your requirements. I'm telling you, it's either one of the two. There are days when I don't have the energy or the mental strength to use the net to my advantage, and I'm simply procrastinating. And these days often tend to be like the weekends, like days when I would not go to school, and I would wake up and I would immediately have access to my tab, would be a potential day for procrastinating, okay? But then I made this rule for myself that those would be my screen detox days. Basically, I just keep alternating between these two strategies where I don't use it at all and I do use it. So see your state of mind, okay? See your state of mind, see your mental health. Are you able to do it? Do you have the capacity, the capability? And honestly, leaving it is nothing bad. You're still doing yourself a favor. Like 80% of the people, I am telling you, cannot keep their phones aside. And if you have that patience in this day and age, oh my god, you're golden, okay? Like, I have a friend, he doesn't want to do his career on social media or anything like me, and for him his phone is only a distraction, so he literally has no social media now. And I think that is so smart, because for him it's not like it's also his career or the place where he does his research, not any longer. And there are some days on which I take like a part screen detox as well. A part screen detox is basically, I only use my tab if I know I am using it to work. Like, that's it. Like, there's this rule I have set up for myself that only when I'm working will I use my tab. And the minute I don't feel like working, I switch off my tab and I lay down on my bed for 30 minutes. But I do not use another social media app. I do not switch to another app. And trust me, I get so bored out of my mind in just those 30 minutes that I eventually get back to work. And you may say that, hey, but you did waste 30 minutes. But well, guess what? I ended up saving 1.5 hours more. Because we all know, if you are on social media, that half an hour can very easily become a 2 hours. It's either one of the two, okay? It's either one of the two, or you can alternate between it, but don't let it take over your life. That's it. I haven't really included all my tips here, I'll be very honest, because I have way too many of these, and I've noticed that my videos tend to get very, very long. So nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I could help you in some way. Please tell me which of these tips you will actually put into use in the comment section. Also, I've recently posted a poll. So if you want me to make videos on any specific topics, please feel free to tell me. Please feel free to vote. I am totally open to that, okay? So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope I could help you in some way. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.